I can say welcome back, guys, and today's video is how to unblock yourself. You have to understand that in order for yourself to unblock yourself, what you really need to do in order for yourself to do that, you need to be a person who's really growing. You need to realize that to unblock yourself, you need to overcome your ego. You can only overcome your ego with your emotions. You can be a person of integrity who is really speaking out the words and you're doing it. The person who is able to write more is able to unblock themselves more because they figure out eventually how to talk better and how to understand better because there are people who are reading also. You have to understand that reading is also part of the equation of becoming a more aware person and more conscious of your daily life, because you understand that those people who have more consciousness in their daily life are people who are going to be able to maneuver through life. They're going to be able to maneuver through life easier than those people who are unaware. You understand that those people who are unaware are egotistical. Those people who are more egotistical are more blocked. They have blockages everywhere. You understand that they die from disease. You have to understand they die from disease because they're egotistical. The negative people. You have to understand that negative people are the only ones ever who have disease. You have to understand that many people around you are negative. You need to be around the positive people who are 1% of the world who are doing something productive. 99% of the world is negative. You need to be the 1% who is positive. So in order for yourself to do that, you need to realize to go online and find somebody inspirational who's doing anything in health and personal development, because those people are going to teach you something about how to unblock yourself more and more. I promise you, although, that every single book in the dictionary that is health and personal development and religion and spirituality is going to help unlock your mind much more greater to help yourself to speak better and to understand better and also to have more ideas. You understand that those people who read more books are much more likely to succeed than those people who never read. You understand that is a way of life. You understand that those people who seek out positive information are much more likely to be positive than those people who stay around negativity and never read. You understand? You have to understand that those people who unblock themselves are much more able to persist and be determined in what they're doing because they are focused. They're people who are driven and they're people who have charisma and confidence. How do you build all that? You unblock yourself. You unblock yourself through reading. You have to understand that no matter what, that confidence is the key solution to charisma, and also charisma is enthusiasm. You have to understand, in order to build your focus, you also need to build your confidence. You have to understand, to build your focus, you have to build your charisma. I promise you that charisma is also confidence. I promise you that those people who are enthusiastic are confident and charisma. Those people who are enthusiastic are confident and also enthusiastic in terms of charisma. You have to understand that no matter what, you're always linking words and you're becoming a better person throughout, because those people who are becoming better are able to unblock themselves much better. They have no blockages. They're able to breathe fully. There's no cigarette holding them back. There's no drugs holding them back. They're people who are just able to go and live life fully. When something's holding you back, you have to unblock it. You have to allow it. You have to let it go. You understand? You have to allow yourself to say that people around you can go with other people. You have to allow that fact. You have to understand that facts is just knowledge. You have to understand that you need more facts in life. You need more facts and statistics about the world and about knowledge. You understand, though, that the world and its knowledge never really matters. You understand that, though, it's really that you understand that knowledge is always going to be something greater. And you understand that no matter what, it's only from within that you gain all the knowledge. You never look to the world and its factors in life. You're never looking to people and the world to solve the problems. You're looking inside. Where is inside? You're looking inside yourself. You're looking to yourself, for something greater. You're looking to become an inspiration so that you can be an inspiration for something greater and never for other people. You're doing it for something greater. You're doing it for something above you. Have something above you that you're reaching out for. You need dreams. You need a vision. In order for you to accomplish those dreams and visions, you need to study, you need to read, you need to unblock yourself to be able to achieve it. You have to understand that You need to be around positive people. You need to be around people who are doing it today that are more successful in terms of finance and spirituality and also teaching crowds today. I mean, you can find them on YouTube. I promise you, you can find them for free. I promise you that they have free books. I promise you that no matter what, you go and invest money in those books. I'm not ego. I promise you that no matter what, those people who are egotistical are going to be the people who are blocked throughout life, and they're going to be stepped on. I mean, people are going to look down on them and are going to trash them. You understand that on your way to the top, that many people will try to trash you. I mean, they're going to start talking negatively about you, and they're going to start throwing negativity at you, because guess what? They are blocked. You understand that they are egotistical. You understand that you never judge them about what they've said. You have to understand that many people around your area, while you're walking, may try to scare you. You understand? Because guess what? It's never really them. You have to understand it's really the ego, because the ego is separated. I mean, the ego is part of the mind, and the ego tries to separate everybody, because without the ego, we are all one and we are all family. You have to understand the only thing that's holding us back in life is the ego, and the ego is conditional. I promise you that when you become unconditional, you've become an unblocked person. I mean, you're able to give love freely. I mean, you're able to go on Instagram and like as many posts as possible without expecting anything in return. I mean, you can do it for 8 hours a day and you never have to get a like in return, because you're doing something positive and you're doing a kind act of love. I mean, when you like 1,000 posts, I mean, that's 1,000 acts of love. I mean, go and do that more. I promise you that when you do it freely, I promise you, you'll be taken care of, because those people who are free in life are able to go and do what's free. I mean, you go give love for free, you go give money for free, you go give knowledge for free, you go and teach this video for free, you go teach people for free, you go travel the world for free, because those people who are in freedom are really living life because they've unlocked themselves in an unblocked way. You have to understand that no matter what, you need to unblock your mindset. You need to realize that you never block yourself from anything. You need to unblock. I mean, you need to unblock everything. You need some Tai Chi in your life. You need to realize to go and study Tai Chi. You need to go and study how to allow yourself to unblock. You have to understand that unblocking is another way for you to say that it's forgiveness, and also allowing, and also letting go. You have to understand that those people who are really, really unblocking are really charismatic, and also are more likely to be your friend and lift you up than those people who are negative and blocking you. I mean, you have to understand that rejecting people is never the way to go, although you understand that there is always a more important task or goal that you have to set for yourself in order for you to reach your goals. So sometimes that even means rejecting people so that you can get ahead. You understand that no matter what, that as you reach a certain level of point and you're succeeding more and more in your career and you're bettering your mindset, you realize that no matter what happens, that you're going to be a person who's going to have many people contacting you for something because you're famous all of a sudden and you're more successful. You have to understand that you can never reply to everybody. You have to understand you have to reject more and more and more as you become more successful. I mean, you have to reject more and more and more as you become more successful, although you never reject yourself, and you're still giving content, although you never have to reply to everybody. You go and reply to somebody who is positive and growing you. I promise you, I do that in my daily life. I make sure no matter what, that in my daily life, I stand up and do this video, because guess what? I say, feelings, am I able to do it? I promise you, my feelings say, hold up, I need you to do something else. I promise you, sometimes I feel too much pressure to be able to do a video and stand up for 1 hour. I mean, it's a 1 hour burst of energy. I mean, I do it in 1 hour increments. I then, after 5 minutes, I ask my feelings, are you able to do it now? I mean, my feelings say, you can go now. You can go and do it. I realize now, since I'm dedicated, I realize that no matter what, I just keep consistent over time. I mean, I have the next 73 years and I am on course 171 right now. I realize no matter what, I'm number one. I realize that all the numbers in the world can never match me. I'm something greater than numbers in this world. You have to understand that I speak positively like this so that I can unblock the numbers in my life. You have to understand that you have to let go of everything that you've said and done and who you've been with and all the knowledge that you have accumulated, and you have to start teaching it. I mean, you have to start questioning everything. in life. You have to be a person who's questioning, because I apologize, Debbie. I promise you that, because those people who are questioning everything are people who are studying more and learning more and more curious and more open-minded to learn and unblock themselves. You need to be a person who's teaching skills and making sure that you live up to it. I mean, live up to what you're teaching. I mean, when I say I'm a vegan, I'm a vegan. I mean, when I say for other people to be vegan, I mean, I'm a vegan too. I mean, I stand for it. I'm never a meat eater saying for other people to be vegan. You understand? I'm a vegan saying for people to be vegan. I mean, that's more consistent. You have to understand, you need to be a consistent person in every single way of life. I mean, you need to be consistent, although be consistent in a positive way. I mean, many people are consistent in a negative way. I mean, they live for the weekends all their lives. I mean, they're waiting for the weekend because they are miserable, because they have no life. I mean, they're too stuck in life. I mean, they're blocked. I mean, they never journal. I mean, they never plan anything. You need to be a person who's planning. You need to be a person who's really looking to find something greater in yourself to be a better person. You guys have to find that within yourself. You have to find that within yourself to motivate yourself, to be more determined, to be more encouraging toward yourself and others. I mean, never be a person who's pulling people down. I mean, be a person who's lifting people up, because when you're lifting people up all the time and you're never causing damage in this world and you're only kind, I promise you that the world will be more positive. So you have to stand for it. You have to be a person who's doing that. You need to be a person who's never scared of life. You need to overcome your ego. I'm not the ego. You have to understand that your ego is holding you back, because those people who have blocked themselves are really overcoming the ego. So you need to study more on how to overcome the ego, and you need to be a psychoanalyst about this. I mean, you need to realize that you need to study what all of that is. You need to study all of life, because those people who have more knowledge are going to be more aware and are going to be more successful than those people who have level 5 knowledge when you have level 20 knowledge. Understand? Because you understand that those people who have more knowledge are more successful. You need to understand that knowledge is power when you take action. You understand that knowledge is going to make you more aware, although the more aware you are, eventually you're going to start contributing and start spilling the beans, because you understand that those golden nuggets, which is the information in this video and information that is positive, is going to help you to succeed more, and you have to grab the golden nuggets and put them into a video. I mean, you have to grab this information and apply it for yourself. You have to show your face, and you also have to coach yourself on how to do it inside a video, because I've been doing that. I've been doing that over the past year. I managed to make 1 hour videos and 4 hour videos, because guess what? I started with 1 minute videos. I'm a person who's far more matured now than last year, because I've been journaling and keeping consistent. I've been making my videos consistently. I mean, sometimes I have no time to make a video because I've been doing something else, and my day is really growth in other aspects of life. Otherwise, I make a video. I realize that I keep myself growing. I need to keep myself growing. I realize that people here in the hostel, in YHA Backpackers in Byron Bay, you understand that people are all around drinking alcohol and listening to music, and you have to understand that I never care about that. I care about music. I listen to music. I just never need to listen. I never need to listen with them. You have to understand that I rather do this video because it's going to block my path, and it's going to make me more of who I am. I mean, it's going to make me more of who I need to be, who is much greater than me. I mean, in 10 years from now, I need to look back at this person who did this video. I have to say I did my best in this video and I was growing. Because no matter what, for the past year, I've been managing to travel Australia for 1 year and never go backwards. Because something's working in my life. And what is that? I've managed to adapt really quickly. I really managed to change approach all the time. I've managed to find my emotions and stay in them. You have to understand that your emotions alone is going to help you to unblock yourself. You have to understand that those people who can unblock themselves can use their emotions more and more. I mean, physically active people are much more likely to succeed than those people who are fat. Why? Because the fat people are very slow. I mean, you need to be quick. I mean, you need to be athletic, because those people are much more set for life because they are healthy and they're going to breed healthy kids over the fat ones who are watching TV and Netflix, because I never watch Netflix. You have to understand. I never care about Netflix. I have a Netflix app in my phone. I never watch it. I can watch the next month for free, because guess what? I never care about them. You understand? You have to understand that I never care about movies, because movies alone that never educate you never do anything for you. I mean, it's entertainment. You have to understand that entertainment is egotistical. I mean, you need to be around people who are teaching you something consistently every single day. I just got myself Dr. Wayne Dyer's book. I apologize, Danny. I've been reading these books. I read 4 books by John C. Maxwell. I read 5 books by Brian Tracy. I read 2 books by Lewis Howes. I read 2 books by Mark Manson. I promise you, all in the past 4 days. I read Tim Ferriss also. You understand that no matter what, I'm just growing. I'm just making sure that no matter what, that I can uplift and inspire people much greater than yesterday. I never care about the time. I care about this moment. I care about my life and living better, because that is the way to go. You have to understand that you need to live better. You need to live better, so make sure that you're always positive about yourself. I mean, emotion is going to drive you. You need more emotion. You need to feel more. I mean, go get yourself bigger muscles. Although, you have to understand that in my life, I have muscles, although I need bigger ones. What am I doing to strategize around that? You have to understand that at the moment, I have to organize my schedule to make sure that I can become more successful in other areas before I even get to that. Because otherwise, you understand that no matter what happens, I will fail, because I'll be all over the place. I need to make sure that my schedule is going to work with other aspects of life first, and then I can add the weights. You have to understand, I'm never even doing weights. I'm doing the power tube. I go in the park and do my weights. Because my power tube, which is a nice elastic band, I do that with the muscles. Because that's a nice light way for me to live life, and it's easier for me. You understand, I never care about those lad pools. I never care about the lad pools and the pool down. You have to understand that I never care about the gyms, because I already saved $54,000 for never even going. You understand? Because I got the park for free. You understand that I have to make sure that my schedule is able to be consistent so that I can have gym every single day. Because at the moment, I'm preparing for it. I'm preparing for a long-term perspective of doing the power tube. Because no matter what, it'll take me 1 year to have whatever I need in terms of muscles. Although I have the nutrition I need, I also have the body mass I need at the moment. I have the education, I have the technology, I have the music, I have the wisdom, I have travels, I have time freedom. I mean, most people are saying that you look ugly because you are lanky, Danny. I promise you that I am not lanky. You understand? Because that's what they're saying. I never care about them, because you understand that my life is to be unblocked. I mean, my life is a work in progress. I mean, I'm never perfect. I'm only perfect when growing. You understand that no matter what happens, you just be a failure in life. You be a failure who's growing only. You never just be a failure. You be a failure who's quick and more than quick enough to grow yourself. I mean, go and learn the skills. I promise you that you can only teach yourself the skills. I promise you that nobody else is going to live your life. I promise you nobody lived my life. I pick up knowledge from people. I then apply it. I listen and listen and listen and listen. I'm a student of everybody in life. You understand? I'm a student of everybody. I'm a student of the haters too. You understand? Because you understand that when I'm the student of haters, I'll find someone better. I'll learn from anybody who can teach me something. Because no matter what, that's the successful person who's going to really live life. You need to understand that in order for you to really benefit yourself and really deliver, you need to do more videos. You need to realize that you need to be in videos. You need to be somebody in life. So make yourself somebody. I mean, make your own opportunity. You see these opportunities I have. I make 171 videos of 1 hour each, and then longer than that. I already have 300 hours of videos. I mean, that's 300 days of 1 hour a day that you're going to watch. You understand? I appreciate you. I'd rather you watch 8 videos a day. I mean, go and watch 8 videos for 8 hours a day. You have to educate yourself all day long. I'm doing that all day long with myself. I educate myself with my journal and with my quotes and with my marketing now. I make sure no matter what, that in my daily life, I look at marketing. I mean, I give $30 a day for marketing, and I do it for marketing in terms of something. I do it for something greater. You have to understand that no matter what, I'm always doing it for something greater. You have to understand that no matter what, I'm not the ego, because guess what? When you're giving money to inspire people and you expect nothing in return and you're doing it for free, you're going to succeed. I promise you, when you're giving money so that you can gain more money in return from somebody else, you've lost. Because nobody else is going to give you more money for the attention you have today. You understand? Because those people who see you are really going to ask you questions, although when you have attention, you understand that you're putting money barriers in between that. You understand that there is no relationship and friendship there. You have to understand that friendship is free. I mean, there's no money involved in friendship. I mean, business is friendship, which is for free. You understand that you can go and collaborate with people and speak with people on a daily basis on how to build a business and start something for free. I mean, you have at least somebody who's working with you for free. I mean, you have millions of people with you for free in life. I mean, that's the business. I mean, that's legacy, because you understand that you will never pass away. You never think about passing away. You'll never die either, because that's the path of unblocking yourself. You understand that you need to connect with people. You have to understand that it's also important for you to understand that it's important for you to understand. You have to understand it's important for you to understand that those people who know you never know. I mean, they never know you. You need to be a person who's really, let's say, foundational in what you're saying, and you need to be quick. You need to be quickly given. You need to be a given person to make sure that you're always doing a metaphor here and there. You do a metaphor because that way you can go and make sure that you're never lost in what you're saying, because that way you're going to be a much more better person for what you've done. Because what you've done is a simile and a metaphor and a pronunciation to make sure no matter what that you have alliteration in your precise manner, which is growing. You have to understand that no matter what, you just go and live your life to the best of your ability, because that way you're going to unblock yourself. You're going to realize that those people who are really quick on their toes are really able to make sure that no matter what happens, they can love life. I mean, they're really energetic. I mean, you look at a kid, you understand that kids running around really quickly. I mean, they're really quickly running around. I mean, they're really quickly running around, because guess what? You understand that those people who are repeating their words in a better way are always going to pronounce it better the next time. Because guess what? There is no next time. You understand that next time means this moment. I mean, you need to apply every single word in the dictionary, and you need to be positive about it. You need to realize that the dictionary is your number one friend that's really going to give you all the wisdom that you need. I mean, you get the dictionary and you link every single word with every single word. I promise you, that's going to help boost your vocabulary, and you're going to start communicating. And the more you can communicate, the more you can unblock yourself and others. I promise you, those people who are independent are people who have become greater thinkers in terms of greater communication styles. I promise you, never think, you only think on paper. You understand what that means? You think in your journal. I mean, you write it down, because otherwise it's going to be in your head and you're going to have too much thinking and you're going to get nowhere. You have to understand that those people who are great thinkers are writing it down. I mean, they're writing something down, because when you write it down, you're going to plan it. And when you plan it, you achieve it. You understand? I promise you, that's how I've managed to travel Australia for 1 year now, because I've been planning it all along. I mean, I've been planning it one step at a time. I've been planning it one day at a time. I mean, I never care what happens 1 month from now. I only care about how to live today. I mean, I have to fucking achieve this day now. I mean, every fucking day is a different day, and I have to make sure I'm growing and overcoming the day. I mean, that is one step at a time. You understand? I mean, every single 24 hours is just one step for me. I mean, for me, I do it for I. I over me. Because I is a reference point. I need to speak my I intent in every single word I say. Because the more I speak my I will increase my confidence. You understand? I increases your confidence. You need to speak your I intent, because that's going to unblock you. You need to speak your you intent. You realize that when you're unblocking yourself, you will unblock yourself greater when you're teaching others. You will understand, because those people who have a mindset are going to unblock you, because that's what you need to do. You need to understand that when you're succeeding, you'll always manage better. You understand that is how you talk. I understand that no matter what, when I teach you, I can do it. You have to understand that when you are doing it, you can do it. You understand? And now we're asking questions. What else can we do? I understand that way you can unblock. You can unblock with the I and you and the question. You understand? Because those people who are really, really foundational in what they're saying are using the I, intense, I promise you they are using the you, intense, and the question. You need to be fast and you need to be on your toes. You need to realize that no matter what, you're never cocky. Never be cocky, you're always ahead of the ego, because the ego is going to come from anywhere. You need to be on top of it. You need to realize to label your ego as much as you can. You have to realize that no matter what happens, you're always a person who's making sure that you're always doing better. You're never masturbating, because masturbation alone is egotistical. You need to be a person who's overcoming masturbation and also pornography. You have to understand that pornography is egotistical and so is masturbation, because masturbation has to do with your private area. And when it has to do with your private area, you're more egotistical in that nature. I mean, you go and you just have to do this. I mean, you just have to have sex, because that's an egotistical nature. I promise you that when you look at Jesus, I promise you Jesus was never doing this. You understand? Because Jesus was never egotistical. You need to show love. You need to be appreciative. And I promise you that Jesus was never masturbating either. You understand? I promise you, although, that you go and follow Jesus' path. You need to understand that those people who are really foundational and doing much better are going to teach you much better. Because you deserve it. You deserve information. You need the best business in the world, which is for free. I give you the best business in the world, which is free, and you need to do the same. You need to be on camera, and you need to go and study, and you need to realize to go and pronounce your words better. I mean, go and write better, go and speak better, go and understand better, go and learn better. I learn at 3.5 times. I go on Audible. I realize I read a 22-hour book in 8 hours. You understand? Because I read it faster. I read it faster, and I can read it just once because I understand it. I understand the book already. I mean, once I get a health and personal development book, I can do it already. I just love to stimulate myself with information. I love to keep learning. I love to see what other people's aspects of life are all about. You understand that when I see health, I've got health already. I've got health. I can still grow my health. I can grow my health on my own. I can grow my growth on my own. You understand? I realize no matter what, I still need people. I can never do it alone, although I can. I can do it alone. I have to grow it alone. I have to grow alone, although I need people also in my life. You understand that no matter what, without people in this world, you'll be with the non-human animals. You understand? You have to understand that no matter what, that Jesus also needed people to be able to go to Virgin Mary and to lead people. I mean, Jesus needed people to lead people. You understand? You have to understand that everybody is important. So make yourself more important. I mean, go and find somebody who's really important in your life. I mean, go and find an inspirational person and learn from them. I promise you that who's inspirational in my life? I have John C. Maxwell. I have first off Jesus Christ. I have also John C. Maxwell. I have Eckhart Tolle. I have Osho. I have Zig Ziglar. I have Osho, who passed away. I realize he passed away. I have Jim Rohn. I realize no matter what, I have many mentors who are very important in my life because they teach me something. I mean, they teach me something for nothing. I mean, you have to understand that getting money is for free. I mean, it's made easily. You have to understand that money is made easily when you have health. I promise you though, that those people who are around you, smoking cigarettes in the pipe and doing weed and blockbusters and Netflix, I mean, they're low lives. You have to understand that they've got no business. You have to understand they have nothing in life. You need to go and make a business. You need to make your own opportunity. I promise you, your own opportunity is watching this video. I promise you that person who's watching this video is already an opportunist, because those people who are opportunists can always evolve. You have to understand an opportunist is a person who takes opportunity. I mean, you have to understand you never take opportunity. You never take an opportunity. You have to realize you be an optimistic person. You need to be an opportunity person. You have to grow with opportunity. You need to make yourself an opportunity. You never be an opportunist, you be an optimistic person. You be a person who's optimistic, because I'm not a opportunist. I'm a person who's optimistic. I'm a person who really gives opportunity. You need to give opportunity in life. You have to understand that opportunity is everything when you have it. You need to make yourself one. I realize no matter what, that you go and look at my Mega Drive and my Instagram, I made myself my own opportunity. You understand? Because those people who have opportunity are going to find themselves more attractive than anybody else. Than anybody else. You need to find yourself more attractive first. You need to lose weight. You need to get healthier. You need to start gaining more ideas. You need to start listening to more podcasts as you drive, because I used to do that. I still do that. Now I can get the Uber now. I can get the Uber back and forth everywhere because I have money now. I realize no matter what, I have transport, I can travel. You have to realize that I've only been able to do that because I've read. I've read something. I then read, I applied. You understand that though, that reading alone is going to give you so much knowledge. It's going to give you so much passion for what you need to do. You just keep reading. I promise you, it's like fuel for the car. You understand? I promise you, when you put fuel in the car, I promise you, you turn it on, I promise you it goes for 300 kilometers. You understand that no matter what, when you're reading for 1 year, I promise you that 1 year of your reading, and you read 500 hours in that year, I promise you that's going to be a lifetime of knowledge where you can contribute that 500 hours in a different way. You'll find 500 hours of knowledge and you'll spark it up into 1 hour. And you'll keep doing that in a different way. That's your blueprint. You understand? Because each and every single video that I do in this video and in my series is that blueprint of how much I've read into 1 hour. You understand? Because that's how easy it is. You have to understand that it's really, you summon all this knowledge and you put it into 1 hour videos. You talk about the same thing over and over in a different manner. It's really that simple to make a business. And you do it for free. I never charge this. I never charge. Why don't I ever charge? Because people never have money. They have no health, first of all. 99% of the world cannot afford rent and bills. It's never about bills. I apologize, Danny. You have to understand that I apologize when I hit myself. You have to understand that no matter what, it's called self-love. You have to understand that you never pay bills. You never pay anything. You never pay the price. You invest the price. You invest the price. You invest into the best assets in the world. What are the assets? You have people. You have to understand, you have time and energy. You have health. You have books. Those are your assets. You need to go there. You need to study up, and you need to realize that if you're not ahead of the world, I promise you the world will be ahead of you. Because guess what? The world is never important. I promise you what's important is people. Look at people more than the world. You have to understand that. You look at positive people though. I promise you that we've broken down what you must look at now. You then go towards positive people and you tune out from negativity. You then realize to look at Jesus more than any other person in the world. Because that person, Jesus, is going to teach you far more than anybody else. You understand no matter what, that I'm very serious about my passion and what I do, and I've really managed to become more mature, and it's because I've been communicating more and more. I realize it's because I've been journaling more and more, which is writing, and it's more got to do with communication, and that's why I can speak like this. Because guess what? When you watch my video in series 1 on how to be positive, in my course 1 of this how-to series, you'll find out how slow I was. You then go and compare the difference, and you'll see that there's a massive difference in what I'm saying. Although that information in the first course, I may be slow, although it counts. I promise you it counts, because look at me now. I promise you that wisdom and positivity in that first video that I made, and all my videos, are going to be positive. I promise you they all teach you something else in life. You have to understand that you need to be a something else. You understand? You need to be a person who's something else. Go and be something else. When they say you're something, you just say I'm something else. You understand? Because something else means you're still something, although you're something else though. I'm never what you say I am. You understand? Because guess what? That's confidence. That's being unshakable. That's being a positive driven person. Those people who are driven are able to stand in front of the camera and able to teach you something and able to enjoy it. You need to be a person who is a specific, such as Zig Ziglar says, although in a positive way. You understand? You need to be a person who's really a foundational person in what you're saying and be a meaningful specific, as Zig Ziglar says. I mean, what does that mean? You have to understand that being a meaningful, that being an meaningful specific is really a way for you to derive what you are, which is meaning, into something blossomous and be a person of that nature who's really joy. I apologize, Lenny. You need to be a meaningful specific who is a person who can really teach yourself some belief systems to better your life in a better way. You need to have a better belief system because that's what a meaningful specific does. You understand? Because guess what? A person who is really teaching yourself how to live life, you need to realize that is the way to go. You need to realize that it's one step at a time. It's 1 foot at a time. You have to understand that it's 1 foot at a time. Everything is 1 foot at a time. Everything is one step at a time. You have to understand that you never ever go negative. You never ever take anything in life. You never ever take a foot. You realize that it's only one step at a time. 1 foot in a step at a time. Whereas that's much better. You have to understand that it's one person at a time. When you're speaking to one person, you speak to one person at a time. When you're speaking to yourself, you speak to yourself. You speak for yourself for something greater. Understand? When you're speaking for people, you're never speaking for people, you're speaking for something greater. You never look at people to solve your problems. You look at something greater to solve your problems. You go for something greater. Go for knowledge and wisdom, because in the knowledge and wisdom, you'll find heaven and eternity. You'll find everything in that. So each and every time you build more and more vocabulary skills and you're writing more and more content, I promise you that you can now imagine how many hours I have of videos. I have 300 hours of videos, and I have 2 years of journaling, and I have over 23,000 quotes. You understand, all that is knowledge that I've created. That is my motivation and driven capacity to succeed in the long term now, because no matter what anybody says about me, I have all this information I've done. I have all this information I've done to back myself in life, to make sure I succeed, because this information is much greater than their one sentence about me. You understand? Because guess what? You understand that all this information, I give it for free. You understand? It's a big information. It's big wisdom. People judge me about how I look today. I promise you they're just scratching the surface. I promise you that you never ever be a person who's judging. You understand? You never scratch the surface. You go into a person and you realize to learn from them. You learn from them and what they're about to say. Because that way you can be a student, and that way you can be open-minded and be more successful than the person you learn from. I promise you, when you never learn from me, you'll never be as successful as me. I promise you that your best asset in life right now is Jesus Christ. You go towards Jesus Christ, because guess what? I'm going towards Jesus Christ. You understand? So no matter what, I'm more successful because I have Jesus in my life, only because I seek him out. You have to understand, no matter what, that I seek him out because I'm interested to learn about him. I promise you, many people will say, I don't know Jesus. I don't care about Jesus. I care about Jesus, though. You understand? I care about Jesus. I love Jesus. But many people will say that they don't. I never care about them. When you reject Jesus and the person who gave you life, you understand that no matter what, you've never even been interested in life. Because those people who are low lives never learn anything. You go and learn about Jesus when you don't know about Jesus. You go and learn. You go and grow. You go woman up. You go man up. You be a person up in life. You understand? Because no matter what, you need to be fast on your toes. And you need to realize that no matter what happens, you never be cocky about it. You never be cocky about what you're saying. Although, when you have this much knowledge, you're more of a person in that field. You then have all this knowledge, you give it for free, and you're kind for it. You then succeed more. You have more to give than the next person. I promise you, you have more status. You're more great because you've done more knowledge for the world in greatness, in something greater than you. You never do it for this world. You do it for something greater. I mean, I'm only kind because Jesus. You understand? I'm only kind because of Jesus. Otherwise, without Jesus in this life, I promise you there is no kindness in this world. You understand that no matter what, you go and study everything in life because that's how to unblock yourself. I'm rich or better. I realize no matter what I repeat, I am rich or better just to forgive. I just unblock myself. I'm rich or better. I'm a person who forgives. I realize no matter what, you stay positive in life. You stay a person who's really foundational in what you're saying. You be a person who's really growing in some aspect of your life. I promise you, if you can grow in one aspect of your life and keep consistent in that area of your life, I promise you that you'll balance your life out and you'll become the best in your field. I promise you, although, that you need your journal when you're doing that. I promise you, when you're journaling around that, which is your story, you'll find yourself more attractive. You need to journal your story because there's no better place to start than your story. I promise you that my whole mega drive is about my story. I have a about me section, and I have an about me section and also a self-education section, and it's all got to do with my story. I mean, where have I traveled? You understand? I mean, what have I done that is about me? I mean, my videos that have nothing to do with self-education. I mean, my photos. You understand? You have to understand that no matter what, I take thousands of photos of myself, and people are saying that you take the same photos all the time. I don't care about you because guess what? The more photos I take and the more videos I take, the more attractive I am. You understand? Because I follow Jim Rohn. I follow Jim Rohn and his rule. You have to understand that his rule says that you go and be all you can be. So when you're a person who is really studying upon taking more photos of yourself and traveling more and doing everything more in terms of having more sex and everything, you understand that no matter what, that more is always better. You understand? Because guess what? This is never a permission for you to be egotistical. You understand? I never need you to be egotistical. I need you to realize that sex is only useful to create humankind. I mean, you only have sex to create a person. I mean, that's the only use. I mean, you never go having sex without creating kids. You understand? Because the only function of sex is to create a kid. And that's it. You never go abuse sex in life. You understand? You keep humanity going. I promise you that you can have 4 times sex and 5 times and 10 kids in life, and that's enough sex. You understand? I promise you that's more than enough sex. You understand that Jesus had no sex, so be grateful that you can have sex. You understand? You have to understand that sex is only driven to help you to make a kid and never to be promiscuous and going around having sex with the town. Because guess what? That's a waste of time. I promise you that it gets you nowhere. You understand? Because those people who are just having sex all day long, I promise you they're doing nothing else. I promise you they're going to be cave people. I promise you they're going to be people who have nothing to do. I mean, they're too attached to each other first. And then, I promise you they get sick of each other. I promise you they start getting violent because they're so attached to each other. I mean, they have to hold on to each other everywhere they go. I mean, if you leave me, I'll fucking kill you. You can understand that. I'll never kill you. I'll never kill you, although there are many people who are too attached, which is the opposite of what Dr. Wayne Dyer says. You understand that they are the people who are causing violence and also drama because they're attached. I mean, you're never attached to anything. You're never attached to yourself. You're never attached to anything in this life. You're attached to something greater than you. I mean, you're attached to the spiritual realm of dominance. You understand? Because guess what? To detach in life is to be something invincible and to speak about something that you can never even describe. Because guess what? It's about overcoming your ego, because your ego is an attachment freak. You understand? Because guess what? You're never a friend of the ego. You are overcoming the ego, and you make sure that no matter what, your ego never has the best control of you. You make sure to be on top of your ego and make sure that you are the best in your field, and also overcoming your ego all the time, so that you make sure that you are a person of great success. You overcome your ego and make sure that your ego is never on top of you. I promise you that way you will detach more and more from your ego, and you may get images of a rubbish bin and that you're a rubbish bin and that you will kill somebody and that you will stab somebody, I promise you that it's your ego, and never take it literally. I promise you, you may see Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and Jason and people hallucinating all over the place. I promise you, no matter what, you may see ghosts. I promise you that it's your ego doing that. I promise you, it's never even you. Understand? So never be a person who confuses yourself with the ego. Make sure you can label your ego and talk about your ego all day long in your journal. I mean, talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more you're going to be on offense and succeed. I promise you need to talk about people in your sex life and your love life and what's going on around you more and more, so you do that in a journal, because nobody else is willing to listen. I mean, you go and talk with yourself all day long, because guess what? Nobody listens to my journal. I never fucking care about them. I care about growth, because guess what? I see success in myself, and I never need other people to tell me how successful I am, because I see Jesus only. You understand? I never even look at myself. I look at Jesus. I look at Jesus as my guide. I look at those people out there. I just look at Jesus because I look at Jesus what he's doing. I look at Jesus and what he's doing. You have to understand, no matter what, that each and every sentence has to be vibrating, and you need to connect it. You need to connect your sentences together. You need to realize that you need to dance around and prance around, such as Muhammad Ali does. You need to be very confident in front of people. You understand? Because guess what? You can see Muhammad Ali, and when he was boxing, you can understand the guy's dancing and prancing. Because guess what? You understand that that's confidence. You need to be that type of person who's always dancing in your life. I mean, have some music in your life. You understand? Because that's inspirational. You understand? No matter what, you can see Mahatma Gandhi and this person who is foundational in speaking and making sure that no matter what, that India can be their own independent country. And guess what? He succeeded because no matter what, he believed in himself and was kind. You understand? You need to be a person who's kind in life. You need to be a person who's really showing greater empathy, which is really confidence and leadership. I mean, be a spiritual person and talk about something that really can never be explained. And that way you will detach more and more. I promise you, the more videos you do and the more knowledge you do, I promise you nobody can fool you. I promise you, when you have 1,000 wisdom levels over a person who is 5 wisdom levels, and that 5 wisdom levels is telling you that you look ugly, I promise you that you don't even talk to this person, because you understand that you have 1,000 wisdom levels and this fucking idiot is judging you based on how you pose. You understand? Because you have all this knowledge that you've done over time. I've done 300 videos and over 23,000 quotes. I promise you that no matter what, it will take you at least 2 years to even finish my courses. I mean, it's a great knowledge. I mean, it's great knowledge and it's for free, and you've got nothing to be upset about, because I give it to you for free. And many people never even know about this, although I don't even know about it. I don't even know that I gave you this video. You understand? Because guess what? I'm still learning about it. I'm still learning about what I'm saying in this video, because that's the whole key of growing. I don't know anything. I don't know my parents. I don't know who they are. I don't know them. I don't know what nationality I am. I don't know what number in life I am. You understand? Because guess what? I'm still learning numbers. I'm still learning everything in life. I'm still caring much greater for something greater only. I never care about this world. I never care about the people in it. I care about something greater though. I only care about something greater. I care about something greater because when I do it for something greater, I feel I am greater. You understand? Because that's the whole point of life. I mean, the whole point of life is just succeed and be credible and pat yourself on the back and say, I'm successful. I'm successful because I have the skills to really learn and grow. You need to realize you be fast on your toes, and you always make sure you're changing up the topic all the time, because the topic is life. I mean, the topic is life, so you can use anything in life in your video. I mean, when you're talking about communication and how to make, when you're talking about communication, how to build a sales business based on calling people up and cold calling them. I never even had to talk about that. You understand that no matter what, that building a business where you're charging people for money is a stupid business. You understand that no matter what, you never cold call anybody in life. You make sure that you pronounce yourself a better person, because those people who are working for money and teaching people how to work for money is never the solution. I promise you that The solution is that the teaching is the wisdom. And you need to teach wisdom on how to make sure that you can have more health over the money. Because the health is more important. You understand, no matter what, that I challenge everybody in my life. I challenge everybody that I see. And I make sure that no matter what, when I see a person who has less habits than me and worse habits than me, I never go around that person. Because that person is never inspirational for me. I realize that no matter what, when I find a person who is greater than me in terms of habits, I'll go up to them. I'll start learning from them. I also, no matter what, I find myself having the greatest habits in the world right now because I only see Jesus at the moment, and only Jesus can have the best habits in my life. Because no matter what, everybody else falls short from my habits. You'll understand, no matter what, that my habits is really grow and succeed more, and make sure you live up to your talk. Because those people who are looking greater and doing that are going to be far greater than those people who look fat and are doing it. You understand? Because a fat person who's teaching leadership never works for me. You understand that no matter what though, that when you're teaching leadership, you have to understand that you need to be healthier. You need to look muscular, such as Arnold Schwarzenegger was looking muscular, and he's still muscular today. You understand, no matter what, that you be a big person, although be in a big way in your life for something greater. You never do it for anybody else in this world. You be something incredible, because that's how to unblock yourself. You unblock yourself in a way where you're never ever causing issues and problems, and you're never asking what's the problem. I mean, who asks that in life? You understand, no matter what, that negative people will ask that. You understand? Because the real question is, what's the solution here? I mean, go and learn solutions. You find them in ideas. You find them in my quotes. You find them in my videos. You find them in my journal. You find many solutions about everything. I mean, you need to study more and more. I mean, wisdom is messy. I mean, the more you learn from more ways, I promise you it's going to get messy, although you increase your skills. You need to learn, you need to grab it, and you need to apply it, because the teaching is the real wisdom. I promise you the teaching is the self-evaluation that John C. Maxwell talks about. And that is the number one reason why I'm so successful today. Because I self-evaluate everything. I mean, I write it down. I mean, no matter what, I'm always self-evaluating my day. What will I do today? How will I get across this day? How will I step more into success today? Because guess what? I have to overcome the day. I have to be on the offense about my day. Otherwise, I'll be on defense. And when I get on defense, I fucking sit on Netflix watching TV all day. You understand? Because I have to start growing today. And as John C. Maxwell says, you need to be intentional in your growth. Because those people who are intentional are going to be on offense. You understand? You understand that no matter what happens, you need to be a person who's on offense, never offending people. You understand though that you offend people anyway. You offend people by your looks and by your beard. I promise you that people who've never had a beard are going to be offended by you because you have a beard. I promise you, when you have a beautiful girlfriend and you have a sexier one than the next person, I promise you that person is already offended by you. So go offend more people, because you understand that you never care about them. You understand? Because guess what? You're already filing really verbal abuse on people when you're more successful. And you would understand that the police are also people who never stand for that. So you may even go to jail for being more successful. You understand? Because the justice system today never makes sense. You understand, no matter what, they go and be a better person, after all. You have to understand that after all means in this moment. I mean, there's no happily ever after in life. You have to understand that happily ever after really means right now. I mean, go and do something now to have a better life. I mean, wake up. I mean, nobody's going to make your life for you. I mean, nobody's going to do anything for you. I promise you. You may have friends around you. You may have people who love to have fun around you. I promise you it's never about having fun. I promise you it's about growth. I promise you the real growth is this video, which is so fun to do because you're looking at my face for 1 hour. You understand? Because guess what? I'm teaching you something. I'm only here to teach you something. You understand? I'm not rude either. You understand, no matter what, that it's fun for me to do these videos because it's my passion. You need to find your passion. You need to go and find something to do in life. I've always got something to do. I realize after this video, I have to upload 2,000 photos. I then have to go and market while I upload. I have to read also while I market. I'm doing 3 things at once, which is all really, never really multitasking. I realize it's never really multitasking because guess what? I get to read and like and engage on social media and I'm not losing time. I'm reading ideas. What I do, I also upload photos. And while I'm marketing, my photos are uploading online. I'm doing 3 things at once. And I'm doing this video export also, which is 4 things at once. And I'm covering myself, which is 5 things at once. And guess what? I'm charging my electronics too. You understand? Because guess what? You need to make sure that you absorb information and live your life accordingly in a better way. You need to realize that when you have an opportunity to do a video, you stand up for it. You go and show up. You show up and you be a person of integrity, as Zig Ziglar says. You need to be a person who's really foundational in what you're doing. I mean, stay away from pornography and masturbation. I mean, Zig Ziglar is a big fan of no pornography. You understand that Zig Ziglar is one of my inspirations. You understand no matter what, that person can really speak. I mean, you can hear him on stage and he can give you an educational signal. You understand that no matter what, you be around educators who are really teaching you something because guess what? I'm a teacher. I'm also a better student. I'm a better student than I am a teacher. I listen more than I teach. You have to understand that no matter what, I teach more now than I listen. You have to understand that no matter what, I actually listen more than I teach. Because guess what? It's about listening more. You listen more and you'll be greater. I mean, just be a listener in your life. I mean, listen to everything. I promise you when you're listening, you're teaching too. I promise you I'm listening to what I'm listening to what my words are saying over here. I'm not the ego. I need to say I'm not the ego because guess what? When you're mumbling your words, you never mumble your words. You go and correct your words, please. You make sure that every single word vibes in your sentences. You never go blah blah. I'm not the ego. You understand? You have to understand that. That means you never ever talk gibberish in life. You understand what gibberish is? I mean, it's fried. I mean, it's cooked. I mean, they're junkies. I mean, they're drug addicts. I mean, it's slang. I mean, never use some slang in your words because slang is a poor person's function. You understand? Because slang is for people who fucking don't know how to use words in life. You understand? You need to go and abbreviate better words. You need to realize that there's a better way to speak than slang in life. You'll find this video more attractive because this video has no fucking slang. You understand? You understand that no matter what, that in this video, I taught you something greater. That I showed some slang, although you'll realize something. That in this video is much greater than those people who just speak slang. You go and be a person who's really foundational. And I never lie about anything I say. You understand that I taught you most in this video because guess what? Those people who teach you are really going to educate you something greater. You need to be a person who's really listening to somebody greater than you. Because guess what? There are people greater than you. You understand? There are people greater than you and you need to learn from them. I promise you that you can go and learn from Jesus. I promise you can learn from more successful people than you. I promise you there's someone greater than you in some area of life. I mean, look at the fastest man in the world, who is the fastest sprinter. I mean, that guy's faster than me. I promise you he's greater than me in a 100-meter sprint. I promise you, although long-term and living over 100 years of age and living over 120 years of age, I promise you I'm greater. I promise you I will also make that. I'm not sure of anything. You understand? Because guess what? In the long term, I win. I never care about a 100-meter sprint. I care about the long sprint. I care about the marathon. You understand? Because I'm a marathon player. I never care about the short sprint in life. Good for you. Good for you. And realize that when you have a title that says you're when you have a title that says you're a 100-meter sprinter in the best version, you're the fastest man or woman in the world, I promise you, congratulations, because that's an achievement. I need you to keep going. Because guess what? That sprinting alone is never going to get you there. You understand? Because guess what? That guy can sprint all day long and create records in running. I promise you it has nothing to do with self-education. You understand? Because that's all sports. It's a worldly matter. Congratulations that you're so fast. You have to go and teach how to become that fast so that other people can beat you. I don't know if they're teaching that, because guess what? Otherwise they're jealous. I mean, they're too competitive. I mean, they're too egotistical, because guess what? I promise you, I promise you, I'm a person now. I promise you, if I am the fastest man in the world, I'll teach you how to overcome myself. You understand? I'll teach people the road to make sure that they can get the skills to overcome this mindset that I have. I mean, I'm here for the long term. You understand that no matter what, those people who listen to this video, never judge me, please. Because those people who judge me are egotistical. I never judge you. I make sure that you are my student, I'm your teacher right now, and you will make sure that you learn. You make sure that you learn, because guess what? Otherwise, you're going to fail. I promise you, you're going to get a fail, and you're going to be a failure, and I never need that for you. You understand? I never do it for you, I do it for greater. I do it for something greater. You understand that no matter what, that in this video, I taught you something amazing. I taught you how to live life much better, because guess what? It's about living life better. It's about doing something greater than yourself. I mean, that's how to unblock yourself. I mean, this video is a performance on how to do greater. And each and every time that you step up in the video and do something like this, I promise you it's a greater feel. I promise you're going to feel greater. I promise you're going to mature. I promise you're going to get greater in your communication skills. I promise you're going to look better. I promise you're going to feel more confident in front of the stage. I promise you're going to be faster. I promise you're going to be talking really quickly. I promise you're going to be doing something incredible in life. I promise you, the more you can speak, the more you can do. So make sure that you're planning more, and make sure no matter what that you realize that is how to unblock yourself. Otherwise, no matter what, that you guys share my video today, and you go and share it with your friends, and share it with 10 people, please. And make sure that you're not doing it for me, and that you're doing it for something greater. Because guess what? I gave it to you for free. I'll see you guys in the next video.